Welcome to Older Militaris Radio TV, and we're lifelong Catholics, and what we do is all for free, and for the love of Jesus Christ, and for our Holy Mother, the Church, and we'll defend our Holy Mother, the Church. It is Artsakh Genocide Day 9. We are with Brother Alexis Panalo, and finally, some big-name actors are speaking out.
Thank you, AJ, for having me on Militaris Radio TV, your unique apostolate where we talk about the trials and the persecutions of Christians around the world for this very somber series on the genocide and the ethnic cleansing of Artsakh, a Christian republic, and the now exodus of tens of thousands of refugees, a thing that we've forecasted on the 20th of September before everyone else, when we began this appeal. And I think we're still the only appeal just for these refugees. So I ask you to like and share this program with your friends and ask them to be generous because more than $400 million will be necessary for the humanitarian aid of these refugees. And no other organization has begun an appeal for them. So AJ, what's the news today?
Yeah, so Spain is joining the cause, but they're not sending money. They're sending actual humanitarian aid supplies to the people of Artsakh in Armenia. Anonymous last night took it upon themselves to do digital warfare against Azerbaijan. They took offline the Azerbaijani website.
Government website. Good people, Anonymous.
And the water now in Artsakh is very polluted and corrupted. It is as yellow as lemonade.
I mean, is this because of the water supply has been blown up, main arteries, or are they dumping sewage into the aquifer to poison the Armenians?
We don't know that, but I would not be surprised if they did both.
How many Armenians now officially have fled into Armenia from the Artsakh Republic? What's the official number?
60,000.
Okay, so you calculate $2,500 in humanitarian aid for each refugee to get through the next 5 months. We're at $150 million is needed, and I think Spain. It was the EU, the United States, France, and maybe Great Britain. I think all total they've donated not even 50 million yet.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is 100,000, although of course, if we can do more than that, that would be great. Our ads for this appeal have been seen by more than 300,000 individuals, and we've had 15 donors. That's not 15,000. We've had 14 or 15 donors in 8 days. So I'm not going to comment on other than to say that if you have to snap out of the illusion of social media where you think you're supporting refugees because you tweet and like something. They can't eat, sleep, be sheltered by, or live on your tweets and shares, only on humanitarian aid, humanitarian support. And I'm hopeful that our fundraiser can really impact the lives there. And thankfully, we have a new member of the order who is going to Armenia shortly, and hopefully we'll be able to start operations on the ground. I would go personally tomorrow if I could. I cannot, since I'm a president of our charity in the Ukraine, and there are Russian troops on the ground in Armenia. So we have to operate through others. What's this really top-notch actor with a conscience that came out and spoke in favor of the Armenians?
Yeah, so we're going low-tech technology this morning. You're going to see me hold my cell phone up to the microphone right here, and you're going to hear Mel Gibson's voice. Maybe.
History tragically repeats itself as we witness the modern-day genocide unfolding. Yet the media's silence on this issue is deafening. The Armenian people who've endured centuries of persecution due to their faith find themselves once again subjected to a brutal campaign of ethnic cleansing. In the grip of Azerbaijan and Turkey, countless Armenians are enduring unspeakable horrors: loss of life, forced displacement, starvation, and isolation from essential supplies. These are the same Armenians whose roots run deep in a land they've called home for generations. I implore the international community across all nations to take swift action, extend a helping hand to the Armenian population, offer them the protection they desperately need, and create a humanitarian corridor for their safe passage. Most importantly, let's engage in immediate diplomatic efforts to ensure that these exiled individuals can return to their rightful homes without delay. To the Armenian people who still suffer, I say, don't lose heart. God is with you. History.
So there's word from Mel Gibson. He's a Roman Catholic, like ourselves. So we're very glad and proud he has made this statement. I hope this makes you see the necessity of caring for these refugees now. Will they ever be able to go back to their homeland? That's in really big doubt. But they'll never be able to get back to their homeland unless they live the next 5 months. And they can only do that with your humanitarian support. I've looked at AJ and I have looked at a long list of Armenian charities who are being recommended on social media for supporting these individuals, and yet we're going to report on whether they actually are doing that. So I'm very concerned that your support gets to the individuals who need it. After the war in 2020, a fund was established at JP Morgan Bank in New York City to take money to help the Armenians in Artsakh. It raised over $100 million, but it wasn't for humanitarian aid. It was for infrastructure rebuilding in Artsakh. Where that money went, I don't know, but it didn't go where it needed to go at that moment. And a lot of people were mistaken in sending tens of thousands and millions of dollars to a fund that didn't have that purpose. And I strongly suspect that that's the next globalist trick against the Armenians. What has gone on in Artsakh is a long plan hatched probably before 2020, involving hundreds of individuals and organizations, all playing a theater together to get it up to a point where when the Azeris struck, there would be nothing left for the Armenians to do but flee. So we're going to start at the end of each of these daily programs for the Armenian Refugee Fund, which intends to fund charities in Armenia, a review of each charity that's being recommended on social media according to a 7-point criteria. And if they get a thumbs up on each point, then we'll rate them as a 7-star organization. If they get no thumbs up, we'll rate them as a 0-star organization. We're going to name the organization. And these are objective criteria. So AJ, are you ready to talk about one of these organizations?
Yeah, you have the list.
Yeah, you want to start with the Ethos Foundation?
Yeah, the Ethos is mostly non-Armenians on the board. I think I saw there was only one, and they're very Russian centered.
Okay. Do they have are they a Christian organization?
They don't say.
Okay, so we assume they're not. Do they have a page for fundraising for any page that says they're going to be helping the Armenian refugees?
Mm-mm.
That's two strikes against them. I'm going to go down our list here. Hold a sec. Bear with me. And okay, so doubtful Armenian presence in Armenia. Doubtful. I'm not saying that they're not, but it doesn't seem to be. You want to support an organization run by ethnic Armenians resident in Armenia, simply because that's the first criteria that your money's going to go to Armenia, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my My first question is, do they have a page dedicated to special fund? No. Do they have Armenians on the staff? You said only one of many. That doesn't qualify for a yes on that, so that's 2 strikes against them. Are any of their anyone on their staff appear to be a supporter of the Pashtun government, since that government seems to be allied with the Azeris and in favor of this mass deportation? What do you know?
I don't know.
It's not clear, so we can't answer that question. 4, do they have a history of helping in Artsakh? Any of their past projects?
No.
In Artsakh? No. That's 3 strikes against them. Do they use banks controlled by the Rothschilds?
Probably.
How do they, what was their fundraising platform they used?
I think all the major ones.
Okay.
All are run by Jews and Turks.
Okay. Yes, you have to be careful of any bank that's either Turkish, Israeli, or JP Morgan, or any bank associated with the Rothschilds. And so it's not clear whether they do or not, or the state they do or not. Do they use a payment processor owned or run by Jews or Turks or Russians? So that would be Stripe, or do they take payments by Stripe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And are they a Christian organization? You said they don't say they are. So they got 3 stars out of 7. So I'm not going to say whether you donate to Ethos or the Ethos Foundation or not, but it's 3 out of 7. So I don't think it would be on your priority lists. Just for transparency, I'll answer the question, these 7 questions about our organization. Do we have a page dedicated to special fund for these refugees? Yes, we're the first ones to do it. Do we have Armenians on our staff? No, we don't. Although our new member in Armenia has an Armenian wife, and if we set up anything in Armenia, we will have Armenians on our staff. Do we have Pashtun supporters in our organization? No, we don't. Do we have a history of helping Artsakh? Yes, we've done 3 fundraisers. This is our 3rd fundraiser for them. Do we use payment processors owned or run by Jews, Turks, or Russians? We use PayPal, and our Buy Me a Coffee uses Buy Me a Coffee, but Buy Me a Coffee is a partner with Stripe. So you could say we do, but we don't have a Stripe account. We had a Stripe account in the last fundraiser in 2020, but they shut us down because they're run by Turks. So I'll be generous and I'll give myself a star for that because we avoided Stripe. Are we a Christian organization? We definitely are. So we'd get 5 stars in our own criteria. And you can see we're very objective because we've established a criteria that doesn't even give our organization 7 stars, 5 stars. But we intend to fund organizations in Armenia. So you could say maybe we get 6 stars. And we'll have to do our due diligence to make sure that the organizations we fund have a good rating here too. So tomorrow we'll do another one of these funds and AJ will report on it. So I ask you to be generous, really generous. If we all come strong to the defense of these Christians, no one's going to think about persecuting Christians again. But if these refugees don't get help, you can bet your buttons that Christian persecution is going to break out around the entire world, because this is not being done by Azerbaijan. This is being done by the Rothschilds and the World Economic Fund. And they want to slowly wipe out Christians over the face of the earth. They want to slowly enslave us. And they want to get us into the habit of not doing anything. So this is your chance to fight globalism, fight the New World Order, defend your brothers in Christ. Like and share this program. Please be generous. AJ, I'll let you have the final word.
He ain't done yet. Ruben Avadian.
Yeah, what's the story about Ruben Avadian's arrest?
Well, apparently he was fleeing with the people of Artsakh to Armenia on the same road as everybody. And Azerbaijan says they arrested him, but they blurred out the part of his hands where the handcuffs should be.
Yeah, so we don't know if he has been arrested or not. Now, Ruslan Barzan is half Armenian, half Jew. He's an oligarch from Russia. He's worth billions. He came to Artsakh last fall, a year ago, and he got himself in the government. What did he become infamous for, AJ?
he really didn't do much to prepare the military or anything um, to help put restore defenses, and he's so he's um well, let's just say this. He worked both sides in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
He had military service in the Soviet Azerbaijan and Armenia.
Okay. What made him infamous was around February, he locked up the armories of Artsakh and wouldn't let the people take the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And when the government did surrender, he handed over all the military equipment undamaged to the Azeri military. Now, we're not Armenians, so it's not for us to say anything more about that. But if you're Armenian, you should think long and hard about that. And we'll see what happens to Ruben Arbian. If he's let go, then I think you know what side he was really on.
Yeah. Yeah. So he has this charity called the Aurora Prize for Awakening Humanity charity. It is awarded on behalf of the survivors of the Armenian Genocide. Is named after Aurora Marigyanin. Um, she was kidnapped and sold into the slave markets of Anatolia. She escaped to Tbilisi, Georgia, and to St. Petersburg, where she traveled to Oslo. Then, with the help of the Near East Relief, they got her to New York City. And it was her that this thing is named after, but it has gone to a lot of globalist people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not awarded to Armenians.
Oh. And it's begun to yeah, globalists from all around the world. And yeah, so he's this Ruben guy is very much 100% globalist, and kind of odd that they would um block out the image of his hands with his hands in handcuffs, because usually when they have those lists, they are wanting to show off their prisoners.
Yeah, it was extremely strange. I have never in all my days seen such a photograph.
Yeah, so like Brother Alexis said, please be generous, like and share this program, and we'll let you know about all the different charities they're showing on social media, and let you know about them. And we'll keep you updated with any news in our daily programs on the Artsakh genocide. And please be generous and please donate. And this is Order Militaris Radio TV signing off. Day is full.
Day is full.